What's up, guys? Mike in the building. Hey, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Monday to me was a little slow to the start, but ELEV was a great runner. Okay, they actually had a great intraday breakdown zone that it broke down from, and then it reclaimed, and then it went to go push on the book. All right, shout out to the book again. Guys, I have a code down below. If you're looking to sign up for the book, I'll give you a little discount too. The book was phenomenal on this one today. It showed a lot of absorption. This play is still kind of going after hours too as well. I didn't really see any crazy breakdowns on this one. I'm going to start breaking down a few things on the book. Before I do that, very important to just look at the structure. This was a continuation play on the daily. Okay, nice continuation play. Did like a mid candle pullback right here. So it did do that weak open. Okay, it did do that weak open, consolidated, never really broke down, and then it started to crank. This didn't really catch a lot of attention until it actually started doing some of this stuff right here. This was that breakdown zone that I thought was key, since this was pretty much a heavy volume dump. Kind of broke down from here, consolidated, and then it broke down. So this was a key area to me to reclaim. And you can kind of see it over here on the 5 that it did reclaim that zone. Tried to restuff this area. This was an area on the daily. Okay, looking over here, it's got a window gap on it right now too as well. So let's see if actually it almost, yep, it pretty much just tapped the top of that window gap. So it is trying to fill that gap on the daily. We'll see how it turns out later on the day, or maybe towards 2000 when the market really closes after hours, or maybe tomorrow for a continuation, maybe a micro clear out, fills gap at 280s, and then dumps from there, or it just continues. Who knows? I don't know. But I thought this was great. It did test a few other supply areas on the daily. I have a couple other zones right here. And then it actually consolidated above this one, held that one, and then went for more. Now I'm going to go ahead and dive on the book. Okay, so this is that rejection of that first zone that I showed you on the chart, but then it started to pull back, and I really thought this was a great area. All right, this area right here, to me, was a nice absorption candle, or an absorption area. Sorry, not candle. This was an absorption area for me. There was no more follow through on here, and then again, like there, if you guys look at the book on this one, there really isn't like that backside look, or there wasn't a lot of offers above the book, or maybe passive limit orders kind of holding it down or making it heavy. So once this thing actually came over here, and there was some absorption down here, sellers got absorbed, and then there was sellers exhaustion over here, with no really big backside heaviness that you normally see maybe on some other plays. um, like spec. Okay, if you look at spec, this was great. If anyone took this or potentially shorted this one, spec is also another name that was up really high, right? Okay, but then you got all this overhead, so we got a lot of passive limit orders right here, and then you got a lot of control right here with no follow through, even though this was removed from the book. And then you kind of see over here, and over here you got some backside orders kind of holding it down. And then if you go over here, you can kind of see the massive control on the book on this one. Okay, so you got huge limit orders. Let me take that off. On this one, you can see them on the current order book, and then they start to get pulled as things start to break down, and then come down even more. You can see this big, huge offer right here. So backside, okay, backside. These are things that I'm typically seeing now when I'm using the book and looking for backside moves. Also, compare this to how high is this gapped up. All right, this stock is pretty much, it closed right here, but it's saying it's up 38% still. So it all depends. The structure is very important. Where we're at in the daily, what kind of daily we're trading, and then how's the book trading? How is the book presenting itself? Things like that. So the reason why I really wanted to really show you kind of backside things like this is, or similar examples or potential examples that we're seeing on the book, compared to a name that's actually soaking. Okay, to me, this one was soaking. All right, and every time it did try to break down, you can see that it's putting in some, these are higher lows, which is great. Okay, and then it's actually removing this liquidity at 130, pulling back and then consolidating. All right, that was very important. That's important because, to me, it's important because this is right here is where we need to reclaim. Okay, so anywhere between 29 cent or 129 up until like 130s, 138s is very, very key. And then this was very nice to see on the book. This is that breaking over that zone and then consolidating above it and then not really breaking down. You can see, sellers that are getting absorbed right here because there's no more follow through or there's not that backside heaviness coming in on the current order book or the book map. Okay, so that's what really kept me in on that one. This one was a great one to even see this continuation. This is really nice when you see orders on the book. Let me highlight this one too. When you see orders get removed, right? When liquidity gets removed off the book and then we pull back and we sustain that area on the book, to me that stock is strong. It's holding up. And then again, there's really no real heaviness on the book yet on this one, right? So, it's very important to see when things start to pull back and you start to see that shift of momentum or shift of characteristics of how the current order book is being utilized or how they're taking liquidity and using it to either make a stock go higher or make a stock go down lower. It's very, very important, okay? We did not see that on ELV. The daily was a lot better, a lot stronger. They definitely had a gap fill to go ahead and do. And right now we're sitting above. Okay, 194s hit a high of 207 still. Okay, that's nice. But this one was a good one. This was a slow grinder. You really had to understand, the difference between some soaking, some breakdowns. There's some control right here. This is a good example of some control. You know, right? And why do I say this is control? Let me widen this so you can see it even better. Okay. This is control is because they're spoofing this, right? They're putting on these big offers right here to control price action, and then when price action comes down and then retest these areas, they're pulling the liquidity off the book, right? So this is really nice control. This is a nice controlled walk down to soak some more shares, maybe some traps, some shorts, premature shorts. Anyone shorting against these offers, or if they watch level 2 and they're like, oh, I'm going to take a short, look, it's tape's getting heavy. It tries to break down, right? Pulls back to a previous area of interest and then reclaims these areas. So that's just great control, okay? You can even see how 180s is getting a little heavy and then they start to remove some of the liquidity and someone doesn't want to get filled there, okay? Very important to see. All right. Um, super important to see. Okay. Other than that, guys, that's all I got today. You know, I also wanted to say something too. If things are not setting up the way you like them, or if you're getting into data and tracking a lot of things, you know, it's okay to sit back and relax and just kind of utilize that day to absorb different names, right? You can, if you got the book, you can throw up a whole bunch of tickers, okay? You can see how all these are trading, why they're trading, look at, potential different ways of how they're auctioning the price on these books, on these names, right? So this is what we're seeing behind the scenes, behind the candlesticks, and then you can see all these other names. If okay, wow, look how this is huge offers on here, no follow through thing, just finally gave out. You know, GOAV, this was actually a pretty good open long right here with these bids right here. And then, it went to go test upper liquidity magnets, some upper passive limit orders, and then they had no more bid support, no more follow through, and then it gave the whole move back. Okay, as soon as this thing broke down, then you had a nice 29 offer going there. And then you can kind of see them retest these previous areas. You can see this bidder pulling off. Hey, I don't want to get filled there. They want no parts of this. So you can utilize that to start tracking different moves, tracking different ways they are auctioning the price on the book, and then get better. And then when you start seeing these things over and over again, you might see a name set up similar to this in a couple weeks, maybe tomorrow, but you're getting better like that, tracking some data, taking screenshots, developing a playbook and getting better. You don't have to click buttons every day, right? You don't have to do that. So I just wanted to remind people of that, and let them be aware of, you don't have to be that discretionary trader and just trade everything when you can. And let me just see if I can get good at it. You can wait. I'm really big on this year just 20 to 40% gains and trying to stay away from names that are like extremely gapped up. Yeah, they can bounce. They can give a lower high. You can get a nice scalp. That's cool. But really trying to stick to a certain system and get familiar with it and not stress when I trade, right? So, pretty good day today. Nothing too crazy, but then nothing too stressful either. So, all right, guys. Much love. Peace out, Mikey.